Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Tom Johnson begins now.
A last-ditch attempt to keep pandemic rental protections has failed. From midnight tonight, the ban on rent hikes and evictions will be lifted, and tenants have already begun receiving notices from landlords.
When Gail Muddyman's rent went up by $50 a week 2 years ago, she decided to head to court.
It was already 64% of my income coming out of my disability pension.
Now awaiting a legal decision, the end of COVID rent protections at midnight has added to her worries.
Very frightening.
Notices are already arriving in the mail at some homes. The Tenants' Union fought and failed to keep the moratorium on evictions and rent hikes.
If the notices we've been seeing are any guide, rents are likely to go up by around 10%. We're extremely concerned by this.
They're not alone.
We know now, we've got it in black and white, that rent increases will start from tomorrow.
This decision will impact Tasmanians. We will see an increase in Tasmanians doing it tough that may end up on the public housing register.
If the pandemic worsens, the state government will reconsider the move. For now, rent and landlord support funds are in place.
Those support measures in place for both tenants and landlords have been extended through to 31 March.
Real estate groups say there's no need for alarm.
I don't believe that we'll see excessive increases in the rent, and again, they're protected by the Residential Tenancy Commissioner as well.
They're calling for lower land tax and more homes, while warning some landlords are considering selling up.
And if they sell their properties and we are left with fewer properties on the rental market, that could be devastating.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian Labor says it would throw $18 million at hiring more career counsellors for public schools. If elected, the opposition is promising to recruit up to 65 extra staff to help students enter the workforce.
We know that there are too many young people leaving the school system without job-ready skills, and what we're proposing to do is to support students in school with career education.
We don't have those to ask the questions or help with the resumes. We normally have to do it ourselves or go to a place to find out how to do our resumes.
Tasmania's youth unemployment rate remains among the worst in the nation. Severe cuts to the number of AFL pre-season games has had major ramifications here in Tasmania, with the revised fixture released today. For more, let's go live to our reporter Garth Burley at UTAS Stadium in Launceston. Good evening, Garth. Now, have any matches been slashed?
Good evening, Tom. Not here at UTAS Stadium. The match between North Melbourne and Hawthorn will still go ahead as planned on March 6. However, the same can't be said for the Kangaroos' other clash planned for North Hobart Oval later this month. The match against the Crows was set to see AFL return to the famous venue for the first time in 20 years. I spoke to North Hobart this afternoon. The club is obviously disappointed by this decision. They say they will take a financial hit, although they concede the decision is out of their hands. Now, this of course comes about through the AFL trying to limit the amount of travel for its players before the start of the regular season. But Tom, in some good news, the club says it is still planning to host an AFLW match at the end of next month.
Yes, it is good news, but gee, what a shame for the club. Thanks very much for that, Garth. Legacy groups in both Launceston and Hobart will receive $20,000 each from the state government. The two non-for-profits support veterans and their families. The Launceston Club says it will help cover the cost of winter heating for hundreds of widows.
We ran up about $9,000 last year at winter in winter heating.
There are close to 11,000 veterans and ex-service personnel currently in Tasmania. Race Tasmania has wrapped up at Baskerville, with drivers putting on a show for a COVID-restricted sellout crowd. Motorsport lovers flocked to the Southern Circuit from across the state for a final day of action.
Cars lining the hill at Baskerville Raceway. Fans excited to be amongst the action for the final day of racing.
I was up at the Symmons Plains event too, so it's just been great to see such calibre of racing down here in Tassie.
It's been brilliant. The organisation is brilliant. The COVID is obviously working.
Oh, it's fantastic. Beautiful day out here today and lots of spectators.
We came the first day and decided
we pretty much had to come every other day because Sec was just absolutely loving it.
Inspiring the next generation of drivers, but they might want to watch their backs.
But I'm going to be the fastest one.
I'm going to be the fastest one.
The Trans Am cars, the stars of the show, battling it out this morning in front of this COVID-restricted sell-out crowd.
It'd be nice to be sitting up there and watching some of the best racing going on in Australia right now. So yeah, I hope the fans are enjoying it.
Owen Kelly taking out the first race of the day, enjoying being back on the track at Baskerville for the first time in a few years.
Since I was 17, I think, so it's been a little while, and yeah, no, it's great to see a big crowd, and hopefully we keep this event rolling year on year.
Drivers gearing up for the finale with a prize of $10,000 on the line.
Hopefully it's not too argy-bargy in the last race, but yeah, it's a pretty special prize here.
Aaron Seaton managing to keep the Tassie driver at bay, taking out the win.
Winner Aaron Seaton, second Owen Kelly, and Nathan Hurd.
Wow, I'm just a bit speechless.
Organisers say they're already looking forward to next year.
I think for the people of Tasmania, it really is. It's great to bring national level sport down here, whether that's AFL football, cricket. We're really keen to bring 4 great national categories down here, and we really believe we can get the event to grow bigger and better.
Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
For the first time in their lives, a group of vision-impaired Tasmanians have been given the golden opportunity to test drive a guide dog. The inaugural Launceston camp showing what it's like to swap a cane for a companion and how it could change their lives.
This weekend was the first time 15-year-old Sarah Abdul Razak had someone else taking the lead in her life.
I've heard so much good things about them, so I was really excited to try one out for myself.
Her and guide dog Harmony only met days ago, but can already feel the connection.
It's different to a cane. The cane tells me something's there, and the dog just guides me around it, which I think is more useful.
She's one of 4 vision-impaired Tasmanians test driving a guide dog for the entire weekend.
And then make an informed choice whether it's an appropriate mobility tool for them.
The decision a no-brainer for 12-year-old Natalie.
Because I don't have to make as many decisions myself, I can just trust her to guide me in the right direction.
The camp is the first of its kind and has left many not only with a companion but a life changer.
Made me more independent, that's for sure. Give me more confidence to get out and talk to people.
They're not going to be able to drive their own vehicle, but the guide dog can be their vehicle. So it's still letting them go to the movies to meet their friends and just be a teenager and have some fun.
The Labradors will head back into temporary training hubs until the time is right when they could become a permanent part of these 4 lives.
Just hearing them change from Friday night till today is amazing.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
As we heard earlier, Race Tasmania has wrapped up at Baskerville with Aaron Seaton taking out the win in the final feature race of the Trans Am 10,000. Tasmanian Owen Kelly trailed the 22-year-old for the 25-lap race.
It was great racing between all the guys, and I really appreciate Owen and Nathan pushing me all weekend, as well as Brett Holdsworth.
Seaton, who's the son of Supercars champion Glenn Seaton, walks away from the weekend with a cool $10,000 in prize money. Victorian Chris Dare has successfully defended his SB20 state title on the Tamar River at Beauty Point. Dare was in blistering form, winning 5 of the 8 races on an action-packed weekend, which saw sailors compete from across Australia. Although organisers say a lack of wind hampered races towards the end of the day. For many, attention now turns to the National Championship in early March.
Hello everyone. Hobart, Burnie and Devonport all 21 degrees today, Launceston 24. 25 the high today recorded at Bushy Park and Ouse, Smithton and Grove 23 degrees, 22 at the Friendly Beaches, Lowhead, Flinders Island, St Helens, Maria Island and Strawn all 20, 19 for King Island and Lyoweeney 17 degrees. Patchy cloud over much of the state today with clouds spiralling around a low just off the north coast. A large area of cloud extends over northwest and inland WA and the Western Northern Territory to South Australia, associated with a tropical low with a frontal cloud band to the south of WA. Tomorrow a trough extends over Tasmania ahead of an approaching cold front, while a high extends a ridge over the Bight. Coastal waters now north to northeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots, shifting west to southwesterly during the day, increasing 15 to 25 knots, reaching 30 knots in the east, seas 1 to 3 metres. A strong wind warning is current for eastern and southern coastal waters from St Helens Point to southeast Cape tomorrow. Hobart partly cloudy 24, an afternoon shower or two at Dover 22 and Ouse a cloudy day 26. Launceston a shower or two 22, 21 in Devonport showers clearing and 20 for Scottsdale a shower or two. Burnie 21 with an early shower or two, a shower or two at Straw 19 and 21 with a possible early shower at Stanley. St Helens showers 22, Swansea and Ross a shower or two developing 23 degrees. The UV is a very high 10 tomorrow, sunrise is at 6:15 a.m. On Tuesday, showers about the northeast extending to the remainder of the north during the afternoon and evening. Showers in the west contracting to the southwest in the morning, mostly fine elsewhere. Wednesday, showers about the east, mostly fine elsewhere. And Thursday, showers about the state, more frequently about the north and east, easing later in the day. A very hot and sunny day ahead for Perth, 38 degrees. Alice Springs, 38 also. Partly cloudy in Melbourne 24 and in Adelaide 26 and Sydney a possible shower 28 degrees. Currently in Hobart it's mostly cloudy and 21, Launceston mostly cloudy 22 and Devonport partly cloudy 19. It's nice to have you back in the studio, Tom.
And it's great to see you again too, Carmen. Good to be back. Well, that is all your news for this Sunday evening. Kim is back from tomorrow night. Thanks so much for joining us as always and enjoy your evening.